Across the Sky, done by a group called Fuse. We have three of the members of Fuse here in the studio, and I'd like to welcome Rick Nielsen.
Hello.
And Tom Peterson.
Yes.
And Joe Sundberg. Maybe you guys could come a little closer to the mic. I think we're a little spread out.
Okay.
We're sort of crammed into this small studio with a lot of heat and only one microphone. You guys are from Rockford initially.
Correct.
You still call that home?
Right. Where we all live there.
All live there. Did you start out jamming together down there, or?
Yeah, we knew each other from past bands and etc. You know, just old friends, and we just kind of got together. One day, we decided to make the big change, the trend to do original material instead of the old same old blues or same old soul music that everybody else was doing.
In other words, when you were playing before in other groups, you would just be playing somebody else's music.
Just copying others. Our old band and their old band, we used to do like cuts, album cuts. We didn't do top 40, but it just got kind of stifling after a while. Kind of stagnant music.
How did you find each other?
No, we knew each other. Like a couple of us had played before in groups previous to that one, and we just, you know, like we were friends, and you know, we just sort of got together that way.
Someone was telling me that you used to be the Grim Reapers. Was that all you guys, or?
That was just Joe and I. It was Rick and Tom, Craig, and Chip used to play in the Toast and Jam. We played in other bands before that, but nothing anybody ever heard of.
Yeah, we were Grim Reapers for a while.
Oh yeah, we were the Grim Reapers before we got changed to Fuse.
How'd you select the name Fuse?
The record company picked it.
Who you with?
Commercial name or something.
Who are you with right now?
Who are we with?
What label?
Epic Records, part of Columbia Records, and we're with CBS. International Famous Agency is our agency from Chicago, New York, London, Paris, Rome.
And the two other members from the group then, Craig Myers,
right,
and Chip Green.
Right.
Rick, you play what, keyboard mostly?
I just switched as soon as we started this band because Craig, the guitar player, he's probably better than I am at the guitar. So I learned how to play. I learned how to play organ, and I still fill in. And lately, I've been writing all the songs. So the worst musician, but the best songwriter, or something like that.
Tell me, when you list more than one instrument, like on your last album, just called Fuse, did you play more than one instrument on that?
No, everybody just played. Well, the only one that played like two. Well, I guess I played two. I played like piano tracks and plus organ tracks, and Craig would play rhythm guitar and lead guitar tracks. There was just play one instrument at a time.
What I'm trying to lead into is something that I think it's sort of difficult to understand sometimes unless you've seen it happen, and that's when you make a record, that it's not everyone just going in and sitting down and, you know, jamming and then walking out and there's your finished product. Maybe one of you could explain a little what the idea is of, you know, using a multi-track machine.
Well, like, it takes a really long time. Like, I think we were in there for about a month off and on.
Not that long.
About a week and a half.
No, no,
felt like a month.
Yeah, well, anyway. And, I think we spent more time, which is like most groups spend like one session a day, which is 3 hours. I think it's 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And we usually spent about 3 or 4 sessions a day. You know, we'd start as soon as we got there and just until engineers had to, they had to go to bed.
In the morning. Yeah.
As late as 2 in the morning.
Well, I think we did one later than that, but
Well, Craig was always the one that was
Craig and I
playing all the sessions.
Craig and I, we were in there every day. We were in there for all the sessions. We'd start early in the morning. We'd add on to the basic tracks that Chip and Joe, Chip and Tom Chip and Tom would do the basic tracks, bass and drums. Then we'd add the rhythm guitars and organ and mellotron and stuff like that.
You mean that the bassist and the drummist would go in and just do the rhythm tracks?
They do
We
all the
record.
rhythm tracks.
Yeah, I mean, but go in and record, while you-
Myself.
and then you guys would come in later to lay on the other tracks.
Yeah, well, the reason Craig played so long is because he didn't record on the basic tracks. He had to play along, otherwise it'd be so hard to tell what you're doing. If the drummer and I were playing, bass and drums, it sounded so stupid that you couldn't, just be sitting there playing, and
Yeah.
you didn't know what was really going on, really, It's kind of weird, so you had to have him play along, because a lot of times he cuts. You can tell when a song is a cut because of what he's playing, otherwise you wouldn't know. So.
Does it then cause problems when you go out and jam live? Like, do you find that you're missing an instrument because one of you had played two instruments?
No, that wasn't it. It's just you get in there. The only problem is just you lose an excitement, or you lose something in the studio. I think you lose. It seems like on our first album we seem to have lost more in the studio than we have live. There's more of a, you're more with the audience when you're live, and in there you're sitting in there, and all you see is the rest of the guys sitting there laughing at you or something while you're trying to get a good track down. And studio, you can get the mistakes off. I think we left a couple on there just for something to talk about. But otherwise, I think live is much better for us at the time being. We have another album we're going to record out in Hollywood this summer, though.
Oh, great.
It should be a lot better.
Yeah, much better
Because
material.
like here, our producer had to come out and use the facilities in Chicago, which are really they're really nice. But I mean, he's not used to working with that, and it's not the best equipment and everything. But so he was used to working out in Hollywood and at the Columbia, the Columbia Records out there. And he has, favorite engineers and things like that, where he had to go and use, just a couple of engineers, or good engineers from Chicago, and he had to take we recorded flat, which without mixing it, and he took the tapes back to Hollywood to mix down the record, so it was sort of a hassle.
That's another thing that I know confuses some people. Why don't you explain what you mean by recording flat, and then what it means to mix?
Well, sometimes, on the voice, take the voice, a flat voice doesn't do too much, it doesn't sound, it's just, blah, it's just there. And when mixes it, he might add touch of reverberation, or to give it a more crisp sound.
Whereas flat, it sounds cheap.
Yeah, it sounds it's just
Sounds like you recorded in your bathroom or something.
Probably how this interview sounds, that we were sitting near this microphone. And then the mix allows you to play around and bring out some
more or less a live quality a mix would do. Like playing in a big hall or something like that, where you get some quick echo and reverberation, things like that.
And I don't know, I think a question that some people out there would like to know right off is, how did you guys get going in the first place? How do you form a group and then decide that you're going to go out and make a record, or that you're even going to jam places?
Yeah, right.
Well, it's like years of stuff, Like I'm 21, and I started when I was 16. And I got nowhere, but I learned lots of things. I thought I was progressing, but I never really did until we decided to start this band. I think it's the same with everybody else. We were just real good copiers. Now we're trying to get away from copying other people, trying to do something ourselves, which is much more rewarding, having them clap for a song that we wrote than something that Wilson Pickett wrote or something like that.
Do you feel you have any influences, though?
Well, yeah, everything we've heard,
Yeah, I think
Everything I do is completely agree.
But any particular artists or sounds that have hit you more?
Yeah, more or less the English artists, more or less the hard rock things. We, more or less everything, because we listen to most most every kind of music, and just, you can learn from everybody.
We don't steal,
You're a little loud so you don't know.
we don't steal ideas, but you just steal everything that everybody's got. You see a band that's really good, and you wonder how come they are so good. And then you might pick up something from seeing Hendrix or the Cream a long time ago, and just every band you'd see, they all have something to offer, and you try and throw something together and see what you come up with.
And just as far as technique, so like the guitarist might pick up licks or something like that, but then you work off it, and that's like at the beginning, but sooner or later you get out of that and get into your own original thing, which takes quite a while, but after you play together, it comes to more originality and more things your own.
Do you expect to be jamming anywhere in our listening area shortly?
Ooh.
Doesn't look like it, no?
I don't know. We're starting to play all the festivals. We were supposed to play the one in wherever that was.
Soundstorm?
Soundstorm. We're starting to play a lot of the festivals. We'll be up in, say, Milwaukee and a lot of those places. We're going out, like I said, we're going out to California, and we play. We'll start playing out there, and then we'll come back like through Colorado and Texas and places like that. And we hope we have our single out pretty soon. It's just been redone, so it's shorter for the record stations.
Do you think that is a problem? Do you feel like you've lost something out of the music when they shorten it?
Well, every song on our albums has been cut down. If we had the original, all the stuff on there, we started out with 11 tunes, and we ended up with 8. And every one of those 8, except I think for one, is cut down at least, say, like a minute or two,
We'll come back maybe for just a couple more comments, but we have to pause here for 1 second. And then we'll come back after that and take a listen to something else off your record. So we'll be right back. Mitch Mitchell, Billy Cox, coming to Madison to the Dane County Coliseum Saturday, May 2nd. All seats reserved, $350, $450, and $550. Only the $450 and $550 tickets are left for the Hendrix concert. We're going to get into something called permanent resident in just one moment. But I would like to ask, now, do you think when you cut a song apart like that for 45 or even just for a record, I mean, do you feel like you're not giving out everything that you could be giving out? Is your one ambition, maybe, I'm trying to lead you into something, is to, like do a live album, so to speak, where you can, like this new Live Cream one that you had an interest in?
Yeah, the problem with a live album, though, is you might get there, and if one guy's out of tune, it ruins a cut, so you can't use it. And live is much better for certain things, but the conditions have to all be perfect to get a good sound.
Well, then how about something where you like maybe had a whole side to play with? I probably don't know the record business enough to know if they'd allow you to do something like that.
Well, it was pretty, like, we didn't cut the songs down. We were supposed to. Like, a producer told us to cut the songs down. We never did it.
So, you mean like down to really short?
I mean, cut them down so we played them. They were a little bit shorter, but we never did that. He just cut like a couple. Maybe he had longer ending. He'd cut the ending off a little bit, or he'd cut something off. But we didn't actually, I don't think we did. I can't remember.
I think the recording thing is going to a live. More. Everybody's trying to get more of a live sound and capture more excitement in their music, because I think all groups, nowadays lose a really lot, of excitement and real originality in their music just through the studio. It's really, really hard to
some are
bring
really
it out.
good.
And some are really in the studio too.
Maybe they have trouble being live.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for coming, and I want to thank Rick Nielsen, who you say you're playing keyboard now more than you're playing guitar, and writing, and Tom Peterson, who plays bass, and Joe Sundberg, who does all the singing. Let's take a listen to Permanent Resident.